వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ అందరికి. సో ఈరోజు వీడియోలో మనం క్లాస్ 8 తెలంగాణ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్లో ఎక్సర్సైజ్ 5.1 క్వశ్చన్స్ సాల్వ్ చేద్దాం. సో బిఫోర్ వాచింగ్ దిస్ వీడియో ఆల్రెడీ రేషియోస్ అండ్ ప్రపోర్షన్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఒక వీడియో ఉంది, దాని లింక్ డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో ఉంటుంది, అది చూసినాక ఈ వీడియో చూడండి. ఓకే, విల్ గో ఇన్ టు ద క్వశ్చన్స్. సో క్వశ్చన్ నెంబర్ 1, ఫైండ్ ద రేషియో ఆఫ్ ద ఫాలోయింగ్. ఇక్కడ 3 బిట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఫస్ట్, స్మిత వర్క్స్ ఇన్ ఆఫీస్ for 6 hours, Kajal works for 8 hours in her office. Find the ratio of their working hours. So first bit, దీనికి number of working hours of Smita, number of working hours of Smita is equal to 6 hours. In the same way, number of working hours of Kajal is equal to 8 hours. Okay, so now we have to find the ratio. Ratio ఎలా వస్తుంది మనకి? Ratio is equal to Smita by, suppose let this be A and let this be B అనుకుందాం. So ratio ఎలా వస్తుంది మనకి? A by B. So what is A by B? We will get 6 by 8. So we can write 6 as 2 into 3 and 8 as 2 into 4. Now here we can cancel 2 and 2. So therefore ratio is 3:4. So this is the ratio of working hours of Smita and Kajal. Okay. Second question. Here I do. One pot contains 8 liters of milk and the other pot contains 750 milliliters of milk. So one pot, or we can write first pot is having 8 liters of milk. Second pot is having 750 milliliters of milk. Okay, so ikkada manam ratio find out చేయాలన్నప్పుడు ఈ క్వాంటిటీ యూనిట్స్ సేమ్ ఉండాలి. ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్లో లీటర్స్లో ఉంది, సెకండ్ పార్ట్స్లో ఎంఎల్లో ఉంది. సో ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ని లీటర్స్ని మిల్లీ లీటర్లో కన్వర్ట్ చేద్దాం. సో 1 లీటర్ విల్ హ్యావ్ 1000 ml. సో 8 liters will have 8 into 1000, that is 8000 milliliters. Okay, so ratio will be equal to first part by second part, that is equal to 8000 by 750. So if we do cancellations, we can take out 0 and 0. You can use 25 table here. You can easily say that 25 into 32 is 800 and 25 into 3 is 75. So we can cancel 25. So our ratio will be 32:3. So this is how we find out ratios. So third one, try to do as your exercise. Okay. The question number 2, if the ratio of 5:8 and 3:7 is 45:x, if the compound ratio of 5:8 and 3:7 is 45:x, then find the value of x. So solution. So here what is given? We have two ratios given, 5:8 and 3:7. So first we need to find out compound ratio of these two ratios. So I'll write 5:8 as 5/8 into 3:7 as 3/7. So if you multiply these two fractions, you will get the compound ratio. 5 3s are 15 by 8 7s are 56. So the compound ratio is 15:56. So now in the question, this will be equal to, compound ratio is equal to 45:x. This is given in the question. So now that means these two ratios will be equal. So we can write that 15:56 should be equal to 45:x. Okay. So because ratios are equal, that means they are in proportion. So if the ratios are in proportion, we say that product of means is equal to product of extremes. Product of means. Means అంటే మధ్యలో ఉన్నాయి ఈ రెండు 56 and 45 is equal to product of extremes. Extremes అంటే బయట ఉన్నాయి 15 and x are extremes. So product of means అంటే 56 into 45 is equal to product of extremes అంటే 15 into x. సో ఈ 15 రైట్ సైడ్లో ఉన్నదని లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్లోకి తీసుకుందాం. ఏమవుతుంది అది 56 into 45, అది రైట్ సైడ్ న్యూమరేటర్లో ఉంది కాబట్టి డినామినేటర్లోకి వస్తుంది బై 15 is equal to x. Cancellation 15 1s are 15 3s are 45. So 56 into 3. What is 56 into 3? 168. So this is our x value. Right? We'll go to the third question. If the compound ratio of 7:5 and 8:x, 7:5 and 8:x is 84:60, find x. Okay, so manaki given ఏమున్నాయి మనకి గివెన్ 7:5 and 8:x. So we have to first find out compound ratio of these two. Compound ratio is equal to, I write 7/5 into 8/x. I multiply these two. 7 8s are 56. 5 into x 5x. Right. So therefore compound ratio is equal to 56:5x. Now in the question compound ratio is given as 84:60. This is given and these two compound ratios are equal. So therefore we can write 84:60 is equal to 56:5x. Compound ratio equal ఉన్నాయి, ratios equal ఉన్నాయి అంటే అవి proportional లో ఉన్నట్టు. So product of extremes will be equal to product of means. Product of extremes is equal to product of means. So extremes are 84 into 5x. Product of means 6 into 56. So x is equal to, sorry, this is 60. So 60 into 56 by 84. Here what will be the cancellation? 60, 12 5s are 60 and 12 7s are 84 and 7 8s are 56. So 5 8s are 40. So therefore x is equal to 40. So this is our answer, right? We'll go to the fourth question. Question number 4. The compound ratio of 3:4 and inverse ratio of 4:5 is 45:x. Find x. So solution. So given in the question, what is given? We are having two ratios initially, 3:4 and 4:5. So our first task is finding inverse ratio of 4:5. Inverse ratio of 4:5 is 5:4. Okay, just interchange the numbers. Now we will find out compound ratio of 3:4 and 5:4. Okay, so compound ratio will be equal to, we'll write them as fractions, 3/4 into 5/4. This is equal to 3 5s are 15, 4 4s are 16. So therefore the ratio is 15:16. Right. So now compound ratio is given as 45:x. That means these two ratios are equal. That implies compound ratio is, this is given. So compound ratio we have as 15:16. 15:16 is equal to 45:x. So ratios equal ante avi proportional lo unnattu. Now product of extremes is equal to product of means. Product of extremes is equal to product of means. That in product of extremes 15 into x is equal to product of means 16 into 45. So take 15 to right side, 16 into 15 by 15. 16 into 45, sir. So 15 1s are 15 3s are 45. 16 3s are 48. So therefore x is equal to 48 is our final answer, right? We'll go to the fifth question. Question number 5. In a primary school, there shall be 3 teachers to 60 students. If there are 400 students enrolled in the school, how many teachers should be there in the school in the same ratio? So solution, ఇది వర్డ్ ప్రాబ్లం కాబట్టి దీనికి కంపల్సరీగా స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అనేవి రాయాలి. స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆర్ మ్యాండేటరీ. సో స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎలా రాయాలి చూద్దాం. నంబర్ ఆఫ్ టీచర్స్ ఫర్ 60 స్టూడెంట్స్ is equal to 3. అంటే 60 స్టూడెంట్స్ కి 3 టీచర్స్ ఉన్నారు. సో నంబర్ ఆఫ్ టీచర్స్ ఫర్ 400 స్టూడెంట్స్ కి కావాలి. సో 400 స్టూడెంట్స్. సో ఇది మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి. సో కాబట్టి దీన్ని ఎక్స్ అంటున్నాం. ఓకే, సో ఇవి మనకి స్టేట్మెంట్స్. నంబర్ ఆఫ్ టీచర్స్ ఫర్ 60 స్టూడెంట్స్ 3, నంబర్ ఆఫ్ టీచర్స్ ఫర్ 400 స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎక్స్. సో దీనిని మనం రేషియో ఫార్మ్లో రాద్దాం. రేషియో ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇక్కడ 60:400. సో దీన్ని మనం సింప్లెస్ట్ ఫార్మ్లో రాయాలి కాబట్టి 60/400. దీన్ని మనం ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, వీ కెన్ క్యాన్సిల్ 6 and 6. I can write 6 as 2 into 3, like 40 as 2 into 20. Cancel 2 and 2, we will have 3:20. Okay, so this is the ratio of students, 3:20. Now ratio of teachers is equal to what we are having. Ratio of teachers for 63, 400x, 3:x. Okay, so now these two ratios should be equal. To find out x, these two ratios should be equal. That implies 3:20 will be equal to, or they will be in proportion with ratio of teachers. So ఇలా ఉన్నప్పుడు మనకి product of extremes will be equal to product of means. Product of extremes will be equal to product of means. So product of extremes 3 into x. Product of means 20 into 3. Take 3 to right side, we will get x is equal to 20 into 3/3. Cancel 3 and 3. Therefore our x value is 20. That means for 400 students we need 20 teachers. So we have to write, therefore 20 teachers are needed for 400 students. Right? This is the answer for our question. Right? We'll go to the sixth question. Our question is, in the adjacent triangle, write all possible ratios by taking measures of sides pairwise. Give measurements for given measurements for diagram. AB equal to 8. So మనకి ఇక్కడ ఫిగర్ లేదు. Suppose this is the triangle. AB 6. So AB is given as 8, BC is given as 6, and AC is given as 10 centimeters. Find all the possible ratios. Okay. So అంటే ఏం లేదు, మనం ఏం చేస్తాము, AB is to BC. This is the first ratio. అంటే AB ఎంత మనకి 8, BC ఎంత 6. So you can write this as 8/6. Cancellation చేసుకుంటే 2 4s are 2 3s are. So ratio is 4:3. Okay, like that we can write BC is to AC. BC is 6, AC is 10. You can write it 6/10. 2 3s are 2 5s are. So the ratio is 3:5. Next I can take AC is to AB. So AC is to AB is 10:8. I can write 10/8. I can cancel 2 5s are 2 4s are. So our answer will be 5:4. So these are the possible 3 ratios for this question. Okay. So from question number 7 we are having percentages. So percentages question we will see in the next video. Right. Thank you. Bye.